Hi, my name is Olivia Wiles and this is probably going to be a very unproductive video. Well, I have alopecia and the purpose of this video is I wanted to make it because I've had it for a year now. As of today, December 19th, 2015, and I guess I just know that when it first happened to me a year ago, the first place I went actually was YouTube, which is kind of weird, but I did, and I think seeing other people go through it was what comforted me. So I feel like that's a common thing within teenagers and anything they go through. And I noticed that there weren't many people out there who were making videos about it, at least not that were my age. There were a lot of older people, like adults, but there was no one my age, and it's hard because you don't have anyone to compare yourself to, like thinking, how should I be feeling and acting, and what's a good way to react to this? And I've been through it all. Well, maybe not at all because it's only been a year, but I've been through a good deal of it, so I just wanted to share my story and hopefully help a few people out there. Hopefully this isn't a video that I'll look back on one day and hate myself for. Alright, well, like I said, I got alopecia December 19th, 2015, last year, and I woke up in the morning and I was getting ready for church and I was straightening my hair and I went and I sectioned a piece of it away so I could straighten it, and there was a little patch like this big, maybe. There's two of them, and to say that I cried all day would be an understatement. So that's how that day went. It was absolutely awful. Yeah, that was not good. So throughout the next couple weeks, it fell out like crazy. Getting in the shower, it would fall out in handfuls. It was absolutely awful. Oh my gosh, I don't even want to think about that. It was just, I would sob all the time. I remember one time I was going to go to my friend's house for a Christmas party, I think actually, and I got in the shower to shower before I went because I'd exercised or something, and I ended up not going because I just had hair everywhere. I was totally delirious. It was awful. I was sobbing. There was one day where I completely stayed in bed the entire day. It was very bad. I think I went through a situational depression. I don't have depression, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it was bad. It was very bad. I stayed in bed all day. I sobbed. My mom brought me food to my bed. Oh man. I mean, I showered and it was just, I'm sorry I keep talking about that, but it was the worst thing ever. I decided to shave my head about maybe 2 weeks after I found the first little circles, like 2-3 weeks maybe tops. I decided to shave it off. That was an interesting day. My dad shaved his head with me, and I actually had a few friends who shaved part of their head, you know, like the cool design thing, and they cut their hair really short, and I had plenty of support throughout the whole thing. It was totally awful and I felt so alone, but no matter what, I didn't feel like I wasn't loved. So I'm so blessed in that aspect. So, what else can I talk about? If you know me and you're watching this, you kind of already know me, but for other people who are going through it, this is awful. Like, I'm in a good mood right now just because I love talking about this. I love telling people about it, but I'm only okay like 8 days out of 10 maybe. And that's like good because a couple months ago it was bad, and before that it was worse, and right now I'm just kind of getting used to it, and the thought of getting used to it, that's the scariest thing ever. And if you're watching this right now and you're developing alopecia and you're sobbing right now, keep sobbing, because these are the things you need to do. You need to sob because it's so awful. It is so awful. And you need to cry, and you need to express your emotions. I truly feel so horrible for anyone who's going through it. I would go through it 1,000,000,000 times over just so no one else had to. It's awful. I barely ever wore makeup before I got alopecia, but then my eyelashes started falling out and my eyebrows, which didn't happen until a couple months after I found the first patches. It was probably the beginning of February that everything was gone, but it started slowly going out throughout January. My eyelashes actually came out, well, they didn't come out by themselves, but probably the beginning of February, the rest of my eyelashes came out. I was at my grandma's funeral, and there was like a little park area outside of the hall that we were in. And I was out there with my cousin and my sister, and we were on the playground just talking and whatnot, and for some reason my grandma died. I was sad, and I only had, I think, 8 eyelashes left, and I just laid there on the side, and I just pulled the rest of them out. I took a picture of them, too, because I wanted to remember that I took them off that day for some reason. Everything was just so crazy, but I knew that I would want to remember these kind of things, because I guess I'm just a memory type person, I don't know. But, yeah, so I don't have any eyelashes or eyebrows. If you don't know me, I don't know how obvious it is. I've stared at myself too long. I think it's pretty obvious that I don't have them, but sometimes people will tell me they think I have eyelashes, or, oh my gosh, your eyebrows are tattooed? What? Which, I don't know if they're just being nice. They probably are. They're probably just being nice. Yeah, but another thing I wanted to talk about was, I know it is so hard to have right now, but have faith. Not that your hair will grow back. That's not a good thing to hope for. I'm sorry, but don't hope for that. Have faith that even if your hair doesn't grow back, you'll be happy. Have faith that you are going to be happy again, because you will. I mean, I'm happy a lot of the time. But I think that another thing to remember too is I would always tell myself, like before I was like semi-okay, I would always tell myself, like, you're never gonna be happy again, like, you are not beautiful, like, you're just not gonna be happy anymore. And I've been thinking about how I told myself that lately, and when you think about it, even when you had a hair, you weren't happy all the time. I mean, you had sad days, and you still will. You're always gonna have sad days, and they might be a little more right now. There might be 10 days out of 10 are sad, and there might be 5 days out of 10 that are sad. You're gonna be sad a lot more, I think, right now. I mean, I don't know how you couldn't be, but those days are gonna reduce. The sad days are gonna go down, and they'd be like the same as if you still had hair. And please, if you're telling yourself that you're not beautiful, you are. I mean, I tell myself that all the time, and I don't know, maybe everyone around me is lying, but I think I'm beautiful. I mean, not the majority of the time, but I think the thing is that this challenges yourself. It really challenges you to find beauty in other things. Not to say that you're not beautiful, but it's harder to see your beauty on the outside. It's harder to see it when something like this happens to you, so you have to start looking other places for beauty. This has challenged me so much to just be a better person. I wake up in the morning and I pray, and I just pray that I'll be a good person today, because I used to wake up in the morning and I was vain and I had like, I used to be like the hot girl, okay? That is so funny to think about because now, if I tried to talk to a guy, they would probably be like, bye. Which, that's not for pity at all. I just think it's funny that so long ago, wow, I was like, I could text a guy and they'd be at my house in 5 minutes. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I'm sorry. Oh, but yeah, it just challenges you. It challenged me so much, like, and it still does. I'm sorry. I know I seem like I'm a totally strong person, which I can be, but a lot of the times I'm not. So don't think that you have to be strong, or don't think that you have to laugh about it like I am, because I didn't laugh about that until maybe last month. And sometimes I still, like, if you follow me on Instagram, or if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'll link that if I can figure out how to do that. If you go down far enough, which really isn't that far, you'll find all these photos of me with hair. You know what I mean? They're not throwbacks, they're me with hair a year ago. And I'll look at those so much, and it's really just awful. It's awful because I'll just stare at that person and wish I was them. I wish I was her again. And sometimes I look at her and I'm like, wow, I wish I was that person again. I wish I looked like that again. I want to be her. That is me. That is me, and that is you. And don't look at your pictures with hair and be like, oh, I want to be her again. That is you. You did not change. You did not change. Yeah, sure, maybe your physical appearance do, but everyone's hair falls out at some point. I mean, mostly it happens to guys, but your hair falls out when you're dead, right? Okay, I'm sorry, bad joke. I think the thing is that everyone goes through changes in appearance. Everyone does. Everyone at some point in their life. Like if you accidentally shaved off an eyebrow when you were 10, or getting wrinkles when you grow up. I mean, it happens to everyone, and just because ours isn't necessarily a natural change, it's still a change, and no one likes change. Not those kind of changes. No one likes negative changes, but I think that this has helped me to be more comfortable with change. Yeah. But that's only that's the optimistic side of it. Like, if I want to talk about some of the pessimistic things, that could be like a 2-day long video. Oh my god. Yeah, depending on if I get people like me to watch this video, I might make another one, but the thought of me being on the internet like this is kind of strange to me, but we'll see if I help anyone with this. Yeah. Well, I don't really know what else to say. It's dumb to say that everything will be better, because, I mean, that's a dumb thing to say. I wouldn't even say that to anyone, but people will say that to you. Oh, everything will be okay, you're still beautiful, but you don't feel like that. You will not feel beautiful for a long time. Or at least I didn't. Maybe there are just super strong people out there, but I'm not one of them. But you're not going to feel beautiful for a while if you're just now going through this. And you're going to tell yourself you're never going to have a boyfriend, you're never going to get married, or if you're a guy or whatever, I'm never going to have a girlfriend, I'm never going to get married, because that's what I tell myself all the time, okay? I will cry about this. I will say, you are never going to have a boyfriend, you are never going to get married, and if you do get married, that guy's going to get sick of you because you are not pretty, okay? That's what I tell myself all the time. But I know it's so awful, like, you just don't want to, you're not thinking like this when you're in so much pain, but do you really want someone who's just in it for your personality, or do you want someone who's just in it for the looks? You want someone who's in it for the personality, and ultimately, I think you just need to have faith. Hold on to faith that you're going to be okay, because you will be good one day. You won't be good all the time, because you never have been, even when you had hair. Just gotta get that down. but you'll be back to your normal routine soon enough. And maybe it won't be your normal routine from before. Maybe it'll be a new normal. That's kind of how it is with me. But I promise you'll see the perks in it, and you'll also see the downsides in it. There are a lot of them. Like I said, could go on for hours, but just keep on going, baldies. You got this. You're all beautiful. Bye.